Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Happy McCartney 3 release day. It's here, 18th of December. So this is going to be a little bit different to normal. Certainly different to my normal live streams anyway. Thank you for those of you that are here. We're going to give this a try and see what happens. So let me just explain, just for a couple of minutes, what I think is going to happen, or what I hope is going to happen. And let's hope that the next hour is just a bit of fun. So we're going to play the McCartney 3 album. But what we're going to have to do is I can't play it over my my microphone here. This video will get taken straight down by YouTube, so I'm going to be listening to it on headphones, and I've invited all of you to play it at your end at the same time, so we're all listening to it. I'm probably not going to be reading out all the comments like I normally would on a live stream, because I don't want to get too much in the way of listening to the album, but I'm going to be talking about whether you're liking these songs, what you do like about them, what you don't like about them, and we can have a bit of a chat, but I don't want to get too intrusive. But hopefully people will be reading the chat a lot more, so please send your thoughts through. Even if I'm not saying them out loud, we'll all be able to see them and see what people are thinking. And please play nice, folks. There's people here listening to the album for the first time. I'm sure they don't want it ruined by people who are here to spoil things, but you know, we're all allowed to not like it. That's allowed. So I just want to ask for a few questions just to come down here in the chat. Tell me who's listening for the first time to McCartney 3 on this listen. Let me know if you're listening for the first time. We also need to just mention before we start that there is a difference between the vinyl track list and the CD track list, which makes things like this a little bit more difficult to do, unfortunately. So let me just hold that up there for the purposes of seeing the track list. So on the CD, I'm having to play CD because my vinyl hasn't arrived yet. We've got Deep Deep Feeling and then Sliding. Now if you're listening on vinyl, those two songs are the other way round, and I think that's because it evens out the lengths of the sides on vinyl. I think that's the reason why it's happened. But I think probably just to save us getting in too much of a muddle, I think just play the copy that you've got in order, and we're just going to have a few minutes around the middle where some of you are going to be on one song and some of you are going to be on another. I will also, for the purposes of those people who are listening on vinyl, once you get to the end of your side A sliding, let's have a few seconds out to try and let you catch up. So, okay, so we've got a few people who are listening for the first time. Yeah, good. Does anybody not like the album? Is anybody here? I'm not interested if you haven't heard it and you've decided in advance you don't like it, but have you heard the album and not like it? Let me know. I would like to know about that. Let those comments come through anyway. So I think we're going to get cracking in a moment. So I've got my headphones at the ready. I've got my CD remote control at the ready. I've listened to this album, just for information purposes, I've listened to this album about 7 or 8 times now. Hopefully a lot of you have seen my review that I did a couple of days ago. Some of you might be waiting until you've heard the album for the first time. But, okay, so are you all at the ready with your copy? Let's try and kick this off at about the same time, okay, with Long-Tailed Winterbird. So I'm going to give you a countdown. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, hopefully we are now playing the album. Long-Tailed Winterbird, largely an instrumental. Okay, are we off? Have we all started? Are we going? I'm not going to dance too much, I can't dance. Do we like Long-Tailed Winterbird, folks? Let me know. Stuart says it's superior to Egypt Station. I said in my review a couple of days ago, I think this album works best if you turn it up loud. It's a much better album loud. Tour opener, says William. That'd be interesting. That'd be exciting if a gig opened with this song, I think. Definitely positive comments here, generally. I think it's quite a long opening track for an instrumental. You'd expect it to be a minute or two long, maybe. I love Paul's drumming on this. If you're joining us late, we're about halfway through Long-Tailed Winter Bird. If you want to get to that point in the album and join us. And we'll follow this chat. Led Zeppelin-esque. Interesting. Yeah, those flutes are very sort of magical mystery to Strawberry Fields Forever kind of thing, aren't they? Anybody got a different back cover to that? Has anybody got any of the ones like where Paul's doing that? Or there's one where he's singing into a microphone? But I think that's a great picture. Ian can see this being sampled. You imagine Kanye getting hold of it. It's really positive comments overall coming through. Stuart says the Blossoms did a cool take. Is that the stuff that Paul's been sharing online? I've not watched all of that yet. Just been too busy these last few days. First time he's opened an album with an instrumental. Yeah. I can't think of any other. Apart from the obvious Fireman albums. Target in the US has a different back. Is that the one? Is that the one where he's singing at the microphone? A bit like this. One of them. Thomas prefers this to Opening Station. There's a bit more to this, isn't there? Who's dancing, Vivian? I'm dancing. Oh, it's got to go on your Christmas vinyl list, Ian, if it's not on there already. I hope you sent people to play nicely, Ray. William says, great track, but maybe a little too long. I'm surprised at how long this is. But, well, I can't go asking for less on the album, can I? But yeah, I'm surprised it's that long. I've not noticed that album before. At the end, he sort of like drops the drumsticks. Okay, I've just started Find My Way now. I'm about 10 seconds into that. Hopefully we're all not far off each other. I'm like, this song's growing on me. Especially towards the end, there's all the... where he does the guitars, the... all fun. Hi, Bob Duller, just jumped in. Is this the first song you're listening to? I'll tell you now, I'm about 40 seconds into Find My Way, track 2. Okay? But what you can do is, let me just give you a bit of text here. For latecomers, there's some information for latecomers. Japanese CD has the different back cover. That's the one where Paul's head's back like that, isn't it? I got a dispatch notice for my Japanese CD today, so might get that in about 3 months' time. Stuart, yes, I got my new Riga P3 today. Oh my god, it's amazing. Sounds fantastic. Oh yeah, videos out for the songs. I've not seen any of the videos yet. Today's been a bit crazy. Down at the Barns, I am right about playing with the volume up, definitely. Egypt Station or McCartney 3? Egypt Station is the one for me at the moment. I've just seen a mention of John Heaton. Is John Heaton here? I've not seen him. Hello, John, if you're around. But I'm not getting a chance to see everybody's comments here. I'm trying, though. Hi, Graham. You want All Things Must Pass? Have I heard any news? Nothing concrete. Hopefully there's something in the new year. It's rocking, is this? I'm probably liking Find My Way more than on previous listens now. And I think this song's about to get even more interesting to the end. I'm just at the bit where it's all calming down and it's going to come back in with a false ending in a second. And it's all going to get really interesting again. I love Paul's drumming on this as well. Dick Dale. You might be in a different part of the song to me, I don't know. Will this album get to #1, says Mark? Well, he's certainly tried. You can't blame him, can't criticise him for not trying if it happens, because he's certainly trying. I hope so. It depends on what happens with Taylor Swift, I think. Tape loop, says Nick. I think it's more delayed guitar, so I think he's going up and down on a guitar with some sort of delay effect on it. Hi Oliver. You alright? Dell prefers this to Egypt Station. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm right at the end of Find My Way now. Pretty Boy's just starting. I'm really liking this song. I wasn't comparing Paul to Taylor Swift, but I was just saying that's who he's up against for #1. That's just a fact. She's going to be setting some big numbers for him to beat. I mentioned in my review a couple of days ago that this reminded me of another song, and I couldn't think what it was, and I've sussed it today. It's R.E.M. Electrolyte, which I think is on New Adventures in Hi-Fi album. There's bits of this that is just like parts of that. What do people think about the Pretty Boys song? You have to be careful how you phrase sentences about this song, I think. So I don't want to be sitting here saying, what do you all think about Pretty Boys? Because that could be a bit different. But what do you all think of this song? I think it's a real highlight of the album, personally. The brass section has a bit of Savoy truffle about it. Which song are you talking about there, Bob Duller? John Heaton is here. Hello, John. The master. Have you? I've not seen your review of the album yet, but I look forward to hearing what you've got to say. What track am I listening to right now? Says Mr. Louis Fine. I am 2 minutes into Pretty Boys. So you can either join from there, or as I've said on the screen, if you want to rewind to the beginning and start from there, you're welcome. Pretty Boys classic McCartney, love it. Positive for Pretty Boys again. Blackbird mixed with Chinatown. Well, I said in my review the first couple of seconds are just pure Chinatown by Liam Gallagher. If anybody doesn't know that song, it might be worth checking it out on Spotify or YouTube afterwards. Just so similar. I haven't got the Japanese CD yet, Oliver, but I've had a dispatch notice for it today, so no idea how long that'll take to get here. Yeah, reminiscent of early days a little bit, Anthony, I can see that. Right, Pretty Boys just finished at my end, and we're going into Women and Wives, bringing the tone down a little bit. Hear me. Fats Domino voice. Good evening, Michael. Didn't know you were joining us tonight. If anybody wants to say happy birthday to Michael Beach there, it's Michael's birthday today. Happy birthday. We had to play the album together earlier on. Socially distanced, different houses. Yeah, good that the red sounds great. I guess they'll all be pressed the same no matter what colour you're getting. Does anybody else get these Lady Madonna vibes from this song that I get? Like a sort of, you know, when he did that lockdown concert a few months ago where he did like a really slow version of Lady Madonna. And he got absolutely mullered for it. But this reminds me a bit of that. Kiss of Venus was your standout track, Tom. Changed to Seize the Day. I like it when it changes like that because it means that you're starting to appreciate other songs as well. You're right, John Heaton. There is definitely no For You on here. Whether you like that song or not, there's nothing like that on here. No, there's no big pop single with a classic McCartney chorus, is there? But that's not a criticism. That Day Is Done. Yeah, okay, can see that a bit. Yep. You having a good birthday, Michael? What am I drinking? Says Kevin. I'm afraid that is just water. I've been a bit dehydrated today, but I've got a beer to open in a second, so I'll be doing that. So Richard, yeah, I'm not saying it sounds like Lady Madonna, but I think it's more like a sort of in a different style. It's that sentiment of it. Lady Madonna was, it was sort of like a tribute to that kind of mother, and this might be a tribute to those kind of people again. That's the kind of thing I meant. Okay, so that's for Women and Wives have just finished. Just starting Lavatory Lil at my end. Very interesting song. Right. Who thinks this song is about Heather Mills? Say yes if you do. Say no if you don't. Be interested to see what people think. McCartney one is better. Well, yeah, I can't argue with that. I mean, that is just a classic album. I'm cracking open the beer, and I just hope it doesn't go everywhere. We got away with it. Right, we've got some Lavatory Heather. That must mean a yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, there's a lot of yeses coming through. I think. Oh, Mr. Louis, fine. Please don't say that. We don't want to think about things like that. So it's nearly all yeses. I don't know. Paul seemed to make out that it was somebody we would never guess, unless that was him trying to throw us off the scent. I don't know. Brewdog. Okay, the consensus is definitely that it's about Heather Mills. Okay. I think this would have been a great live song if Paul had done like the concerts that he was doing. You know when he played the pub on the Corden carpool karaoke thing. This would be great played in a pub. What do you think? Who thinks this? Right. This is where we differ, people. Those of you who are on vinyl, you will now be getting sliding. Those of you that are CD or streaming will be onto Deep Deep Feeling. I'm on Deep Deep Feeling. Okay. So we've probably got 10 minutes or so where we've got some people on one song and some people on another. Not a lot we can do about that. So I'm on Deep Deep Feeling. What do people think about Deep Deep Feeling? This is just such an interesting groove and vibe. It's not, like I said in my review, it's not a song you're going to sing in the shower. It's not something that's going to come into your head and you're going to be humming along to it afterwards. But I think it's just a really interesting listen. Philharmonic, that's the pub in Liverpool. Sorry, I just burped then as soon as I start on the lager. Michael deeming this worthy of the McCartney title. This is Ian's third listen since 7:30 p.m, which is less than 2 hours ago for those who aren't UK time. Sorry, I'm on the chocolates now. Gold coins. I've got gold coins in the jar downstairs with this lot, but I didn't bring any up, sorry. Hello, Argentina. Hasta la vista. Hasta la vista, baby. How are you doing? He's really going deep. Who's listening to Sliding at the moment on vinyl? And are you enjoying it? Merry Christmas, Nick. Great to hear on good headphones, says Paul. I imagine it is. These are held together with sticky tape. They still sound really good, but these are about 25 years old now. I need some new ones. I think it's definitely divides opinion, does this song. And I can understand why. Like I said in my review, you don't want to be listening to it on your phone, but your stick She Loves You on the phone and it's going to sound amazing. It's going to be a great song, but this wouldn't be. You've got to have the proper experience, I think. Without some div like me talking through it. Deep Deep Feeling, the middle part is like Pink Floyd rocking back and forth. Yeah, I like that. A bit of She's Given Up Talking, yeah, from Driving Rain. That's one of my favourite songs on Driving Rain, actually. So maybe it fits that I like this a lot as well. Reminds you of I Want You, She's So Heavy. Wow. Okay. Day Trip likes 9 out of 11. That's not a bad percentage. That's pretty good. That's what? 82%? Quick maths there. Oh, Tom, you're waiting for your CD. Can you not do Spotify or something? Are you just having to listen to us listen to it? Anthony, I'm hoping that we'll get back in sync, because by the time those of us digital have done Sliding, Hopefully the vinyl people will just be finishing Deep Deep Feeling, so I think it should all come back into sync by then. Because they'll have listened to the same amount of the album by that point. Realmus, enjoying the event, thank you. Maybe try it with some classic Macca albums in the new year. Do you know, I'd love to, if this proves to be quite popular, and actually I can see there's a lot of you on at the moment, do you know, I'd happily do this again. If people want me to do it, then I will do. Michael's flipped. You flipped over to... So you should be starting Deep Deep Feeling now. Okay. Vinyl people should be on side B by now. By the time us on digital get to the end of sliding, you should be finishing Deep Deep Feeling. And everything will be harmonious again. I'm going to shut up for a minute. Listen to this. That's a shame, SJ Hugh. Never mind. Maybe you can do catch-up sometime for this. That'd be good. Yeah, Deep Deep Feeling is definitely provoking emotions one way or the other. No doubt about that. We should all be on Deep Deep Feeling at the moment, but some of us further on than others. Can I get the beers in, Nick? Oh, I've got my beer in. You have to get your own, I'm afraid. Michael wants more than 8 minutes of Deep Deep Feeling. I knew you were going to like this song. I didn't want to tell you the other day, but I knew you were going to like this. Callum says, everyone drop a like for Andrew. I think that's a great idea, Callum. Thank you. If you want to hit like on this video, it helps YouTube to sort of promote it to people. Because they think people like this crap. I didn't mean that. But yeah, thank you. Deep Deep Feeling is very fireman. It is very fireman, yeah. You could definitely imagine this on Electric Arguments, absolutely. John Heaton's digging this, I think, by the sounds of it. Interesting production. It is. I think even on the things that Paul does these days that I don't necessarily like, I always tend to think it's at least interesting. And that maybe wasn't the case. Maybe in the early 90s it could maybe sometimes be a bit reserved and not experimental, but I think he's always interesting now. Nick loves the crap I produce. Thank you. Ian, I'd love to do this again. I think, yeah, let's do this again sometime. Not necessarily this album, but let's find another Macca album or a Beatles album. Because, you know, you can do this with any album. That's the joy of it. You can do anything. Yes, Anthony's mentioned something very important here. I'll mention this specifically at the end of the video, at the end of this live stream. Paul himself is doing this on Monday night. I can't compete with that, but he's doing this on Twitter on Monday night. I'll talk about that at the end, make sure people know about it if they don't already. I was so excited when I saw that. CCP Bass is loving it too, listens in. Okay, so those of us digital should be just about starting sliding now. By the time we get to the end of sliding, the vinyl people should be just about catching us up. So this is a heavy song. This reminds me of... I was trying to think of the other Arctic Monkeys song that this reminds me of. There's a song called Are You Mine? That's the letter R and the letter U by Arctic Monkeys. If anybody wants to check that out afterwards, if you don't know it already, really reminds me of this. So this is one where there's a demo, no, a jam version as one of these bonus tracks, which looks like they maybe did it live in Dusseldorf, but that was 4 years ago, so this might be quite an old song. Kevin, I haven't seen the Chris Rock interview yet. I'm trying to catch up with them all. I'm halfway through the Adam Buxton. Yeah, but I will watch it. There's also Jimmy Fallon I want to watch as well. HMV had 1 CD copy. That's pretty poor. Mark's bothered a bit by Rusty and Abe being on here. Let me know in the comments. Are you happy that Rusty and Abe appear on this song on a McCartney named album? I can deal with it. It'd obviously be ideal if they weren't on it, but Sliding got a Lennon vibe, Michael. Dell, he doesn't have the full band, he has Rusty and Abe on this one, is my understanding. Oh, here we go. Bailey says Paul recorded a version for Egypt Station but was scrapped. I didn't know that, but that kind of makes sense because it does feel that if they jammed this in Dusseldorf, it has to be at least 4 years old or 4.5 years old. Oh, Per, I really want to say it couldn't get much worse, but I wouldn't mean it if I said it. Yeah, Rusty and Abe make it a little less pure. I get what you mean. But, you know, there was, from McCartney 2, there was, rules were broken. So I don't think any rules, the rules were only ever created by the circumstances up to that point anyway, I think. Yeah, Mr. 360, McCartney decides what is a McCartney titled album. I absolutely agree with that. And I don't think he ever had a plan for the rules for what that would be. It's just how they've happened. Yeah, come on, Ian. What did you do during lockdown, eh? Nothing. Sat on your backside. It's pretty much what I've done as well, to be honest. Yeah, are you mine? Do I want to know? Cut me some slack. That's, yeah, definitely. Right, we should all be just about meshing up here. Kiss of Venus should hopefully be just about starting. It has at my end. What do we think about the Kiss of Venus? Specifically, I want to know about how you like Paul's singing on this. Because he's put his voice right heavy front up in the mix here. Do I like the album, says Samurai? Samurai? Sorry? Yes, I do. I prefer Egypt Station, but I'm liking this. I'm enjoying it. I was going in with my second chocolate now. I think this is like a toffee cup. We should all be on the Kiss of Venus now, I think. Too high a register, thinks RoboTube. He's definitely up there, isn't he? I don't mind that I'm hearing a 78-year-old man sound like a 78-year-old. What else is he going to sound like? So... Yeah, Nick, younger vocal range. I think if you imagine this as a early 70s song, Mama's Little Girl style, it would be awesome. But you know, I'd rather be getting this than getting nothing, because I think this is really good. What vinyl copies have you all got, people? Those of you that are playing on vinyl, which version, which colour, would like to know. Sliding better as a B-side, yeah. I think the concept of, does the concept of a B-side exist anymore? That's the thing. It's more, they're bonus tracks now, aren't they, on a deluxe version of the album? Because how often are singles released now physically with a B-side? Not too often. Nick, you're on red vinyl, yeah? Oh, Richard. Yes, absolutely. Chaos and Creation. Yeah, this would fit like Jenny Wren type of thing. Blue HMV. They did well, did HMV, getting these all out yesterday, or a lot of them, to people. White vinyl. My white vinyl I thought was going to come today and it hasn't. Hopefully tomorrow. Blue, black and green. Yeah, no auto-tune. Yeah. Plenty of blue, regular black vinyl. Okay, I've started Deep Down. I'm about 20 seconds in, roughly. Sorry, not Deep Down. Seize the Day. Hold fire. Seize the Day. Don't want to panic anybody there. Which song do you mean, John? Do you mean Seize the Day? As in, you wish Paul wouldn't do songs like this? I think Seize the Day, this sounds to me the most like it's just lifted from Egypt Station. Sounds like Do It Now on Egypt Station to me. Do it now! Seize the Day! Black, white and red for Richard, very nice. Coke Bottle Green, well, Jeff, have you had I've had a notice saying that Spotify Coke Bottle Green is delayed and they don't know when it's going to be sent out. Have you had that? I hope I haven't just given you bad news there. Ooh, Thomas, 7 out of 10. Bringing it up to a 9 with Seize the Day and Deep Down. Interesting. I think this is a nice, jolly song, but I think there's much better on this album. I think Paul can do stuff like this in his sleep. Whereas probably Deep Feeling and Deep Down, he probably has to work a lot more at those. Yeah, Queen, says Mark Bowen. Now, I said that there was, in my review, that there was like Brian May style guitar, but I think the whole flipping thing could have been like a Queen song. I think I could imagine like the Miracle era Queen could have done something like this. Oh, Jeff, 5 versions and you haven't got any of them yet. That's unfortunate. No, Oliver, I didn't see Paul on the Tonight Show yet. I'm going to watch it, but I've not seen it yet. I like Jimmy Fallon as well. So, what position do I think this will reach? I think it's going to be really close between him and Taylor Swift for the #1 spot. I know she was a week ahead, but she'll have so much. She'll be getting so many streaming hits, and the fact that it was a late announcement as well meant that not as many people would have pre-ordered it and are probably still buying it more than a week after. So I wouldn't be surprised if this gets to #2 in the UK. Hi David, you okay? Album sounds great on first listen. Good. Yeah, Japanese CD. It's still available to order, is it that? Cool. Right, I've just started Deep Down, and I promise I have this time, not like when I said I had 5 minutes ago. Deep Down. Get deep down. Yes. I'm really liking this song, and I know a lot of people don't. I said a couple of days ago that, yeah, this is Frank Sinatra's Party, but a few hours later, when everyone's just had a few too many of these and whatever else they've been taking, and it's... You know, the lights are down. But I think it's got a really good groove to it. So how do we all like Deep Down? Let me know if you're liking Deep Down. Or if you don't, because like I say, I know a lot of people really don't like this. I think some people's complaint with this is that lyrically it's not far off For You or Come On To Me. But I often don't care about too much about lyrics, to be honest. It's the music for me. Well, Bailey's had a listen to Frank Sinatra's Party. Yeah? Yeah. You happy with that comparison? I think generally there's some really good comments here for Deep Down overall. So that's good. Oh, John, do I think Paul deserves to not get to number one given his ridiculous hype with all the coloured vinyl, etc.? Well, that's definitely an argument against for those that don't like that tactic. I think a lot of them do it. I mean, I don't know what tactics the likes of Taylor Swift uses. I don't know whether, but I mean, they probably haven't got as many vinyl versions as this. I'm sure, but yeah, it's hard to. I think they're all playing within the rules. I know Paul got criticised a bit for the way that he got to number one in the US with Egypt Station with the ticket sales thing, and the fact that it beat Eminem to number one. But I think Eminem had done the same thing. So, you know, they're all doing it, just in slightly different ways. Oh, Ian wants some advice, people. What Macca album should I listen to next? Educate me. I loved Egypt Station. Does that mean you're not familiar with a lot of his albums, Ian? Hard to say if I don't know what albums you're not familiar with. If you loved Egypt Station, I'm going to say Memory Almost Full. That's my answer. It's got a groove, is this? A groove! Any idea why the copyright on the back of the album is 2021? Yeah, down here it's 20. You're not going to be able to read this on this camera, I don't think, but 2021. I think it was either originally planned for 2021 and they've forgotten to change it, and maybe they thought, oh, get it out in 2020, it can be a zero-ending McCartney album, or maybe it is just a complete and utter mistake, I don't know, but sounds a bit like Tame Impala. That's interesting. I've heard a bit of their stuff, and that's quite sort of psychedelic sometimes, isn't it? Tug of War, says Oliver. You're suggesting that as an album to listen to next. That's good. That's a good suggestion. Yeah, I think Paul will sell more face masks than anyone else. Tom's going Macca 2 for the best of the three. It's fair enough. I've not seen anybody yet say that they hate Deep Down. Unless I've missed it, because I've not been able to see everything coming through. But, yeah, that's interesting, because places I lurk on the internet, this had got a real hammering by a lot of people. I'm having a groove here, sorry. Just having a minute. Deep Down will probably be an underrated song in the long run. Do you agree, Andrew? Yeah, probably. It's not gonna be remembered in 50 years' time, is it? As like Hey Jude is or Let It Be or something. But it's a good song. I'm enjoying it. Tom's going Ram, second best solo album. So what are you saying is the first? What are you saying is top, Tom? Okay, Deep Down's just finished at my end. I am now doing the little Winter Bird reprise into When Winter Comes. Interesting. When Winter Comes. This is going to be fun. We're nearly at the end of the album, folks. It's gone quick. Okay. When Winter Comes. It's just, who else would put this out? Who else other than Paul McCartney would put this song out? It's, somebody said earlier, I think somebody commented earlier on the video saying you could imagine it on the Rupert soundtrack album. Absolutely. This would fit perfectly on a Rupert film. Could this be the last Macca album, says Harry? We're not going to know until we know. So I believe this was recorded the same day as Calico Skies, and it's really nice to see a George Martin credit in this album because of this song. It's a little bit Heart of the Country. It's a little bit, I think it's a little bit When I'm 64 as well. Yeah, Ram vibes for this, Charlie. Definitely on this one. So this would be... This is 28 years old then, this song, isn't it? 1992, I believe it was recorded. So this is even pre Off the Ground. He would have had this available for Off the Ground. And Calico Skies. Why did he not put Calico Skies on there? Strange. How could you hate this? Who's hating it, CCP? Who's hating this? David's already placing McCartney 3 above McCartney 2. Wow, okay. Heart of the Country Part 2. Yeah. I understand what you mean, Claire, about it doesn't seem to fit on the album. Is that because it's 28 years old compared to the rest of it? Is that the reason? Or is it because of the style of the song? Ah, it's John Heaton's favourite song on the album. Cool. I love the bit in this song where it just sort of pauses for a second and then just goes into really higher register singing. That's really nice. Wonder why he's never used it till now. Interesting. I think, wasn't there some suggestion that he'd kind of uncovered it going through bonus songs for Flaming Pie, and he decided, no, I'm not putting it as a bonus song on there. I'll have this for the new album. I finished. The album's done. You're probably finishing at your end very shortly. Those vinyl people might just have a few seconds for the time it took them to flip. Wow, the album's finished, guys. Thank you for making it to the end with me. How did we all enjoy that? Did we give it a score out of 10? I know some people don't like scoring albums out of 10, but let's have a score out of 10, and I'm going to put mine in as well. What am I? Okay. This is going to be my score out of 10. Okay, we're ready. There you go. There's my score out of 10. MVM High, what song are we on? We've just finished. We have finished the album. So if you want to rewind and set it right back to the beginning of the video, if you're ready to join us now, then you can do the whole album and see the chat come through. But yeah, we have done. Okay, what scores have we got? I declared a 7.5. We've got a 7. We've got an 8. That's an average of 7.5. 10, awesome. 10, 9, 8, 8, 9, 9. There's some good scores coming through here. Very good scores. This album seems to be getting very favourably received. I'm pleased to see. Oh, we've got some zeros. Oh, it's all the same person. Hates it so much it's told us 5 times. Okay, no, 6 times, 7 times. Sorry. Yeah, you don't like it. We get you. So yeah, I think it's getting some really good scores. Now, I said I was going to mention towards the end, if you're not aware already, exciting news that came out yesterday is that on Monday night, so this coming Monday, 21st, 8 p.m. UK time, whatever time that happens to be at your end. For those of you that have got access to Twitter, Paul is going to be doing a Tim's Twitter listening party. This is Tim Burgess from the Charlatans, who's been doing these all year through lockdown with different people, and he sent a message out to Paul yesterday on Twitter, a public message that everyone could see, saying, "Hey Paul, do you want to do a listening party for McCartney 3? And he got a thumbs up back, and within an hour it had been arranged for Monday night, and I was kind of gobsmacked. So what will happen at 8 o'clock on Monday night? It'll be a bit like this, but instead of some idiot like me, it'll be Paul McCartney himself. You won't see him, you won't hear him, but there'll be tweets from Paul coming through narrating the album as you play it. So it'd be like this, playing it along. So that will be Monday night, 8 p.m. UK time. So I think if anybody wants to join that could be a lot of fun. That's really interesting. I am enjoying McCartney 3. Definitely, it's there's always this little worry. Oh God, what if it's awful? And it's not. It's pretty funky. I'm enjoying it, and it seems like a lot of you are as well. So this has been a live stream with a difference. Definitely, there was somebody asked about could I do a few of these for other albums, and it's been quite fun. I'd be happy to do that. I think we'll probably discuss that at some point, maybe on a regular live stream. What do we want to do? Where do I rank it, says Oliver? I don't know yet. It's too early for me to say. I don't want to do that yet, but I will do that at some point. Somebody asked me earlier on if I would redo my McCartney album rankings videos that I did. There was some of the really early videos that I did a couple of years ago when I was first starting this, and I would like to redo those anyway, because there's a few that I would like to swap around, and then I can slot McCartney 3 in. So maybe that's something for 2021. I can redo my McCartney album rankings. That would be that could be fun, or it could be really dull if you don't like it. We'll see. Anyway, so I'm really pleased to see that you've enjoyed McCartney 3, and it's been good to have got a lot of you here, because I was a bit nervous doing this because I thought it's a bit different and it could flop, but I think this has been fun. I really do. I've enjoyed it, and it seems like a lot of you have as well. So we're going to leave it there for tonight. No, don't go anywhere. Sorry, before I forget, so come back. I've got that blooming competition that's been running forever. The dice thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look on my videos for the Uncut Magazine competition, and there'll be other prizes as well. The last day for entries, and my God, some of you have entered that competition a lot of times. I should have been a little harsher on the rules there, I think. At the end of the 20th, so that's Sunday, isn't it? You've got until Sunday to put your guesses in, and then I'll do a video probably Monday or Tuesday with the results of the competition. You'll get to see what happens with the dice rolls, how many times it takes, who wins, and I will find a way to get in touch with the winner. So you've got until Sunday on that. So I'll see you one more time before Christmas, and then it'll probably be the New Year. But if I don't see you for that, I hope you all have an excellent Christmas, a safe Christmas. Hope you all get through it without catching anything off anybody. And you've all been fantastic over the course of the year, and let's have some more fun in 2021. But for now, this is me logging off and saying goodbye. Thanks for joining in, guys. It's been great. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.